my watch at 7 o'clock. I call this meeting of the General Government Public Safety Committee to order. You would stand and recite with me the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We open the floor for comments from citizens. Hearing none, I'll close that portion of the agenda. Moving on to public safety. City prosecutor, any information?
She will probably only be coming maybe once or twice a year.
Police Department activity report. Information's in your packet. Any questions, comments? Quite a few animal control.
The fun never stops.
Is that all cat related? Please tell me now.
I don't know.
Okay, good. Sorry.
There was one rat.
No.
Everything go well on the barbecue contest?
Yeah, I never heard a word. It just went super slick. I was up Friday evening there. Made a little investment, just looked like TNT, ain't nothing to it.
Perfect. Awesome. Any other for the police department? Moving on to the fire department. Activity reports in your packet.
You had a chance to practice with your new extrication tool
You
yet?
haven't brought your car over.
That's right. That's what you're waiting for. It's gonna be-
Chief, you can pass anytime you want, I'll come get it. I'll bring this car over to you.
I think Larry still has an extra car.
Oh, then we'll bring the extrication equipment to his vehicle. We'll bring it.
Okay. Whatever you want to do.
All right. No issues during the barbecue contest? For the fire department? Or any mess or anything?
No, that's pretty well contained. You don't have to worry about that. It's not just playing time, it looks like to me.
Street department really helps us out there. Nobody needs me to wave their banner, but Bill gets the sawhorses out. This group knows where they're gonna park and what they're gonna do. You don't hear a word out of it.
Perfect. That's good.
There are still people who don't understand what barricades are for, though.
I think you'll have that, but that makes you appreciate the 99% of the folks that do.
Emergency management.
Have anything we haven't heard anything more since we signed that agreement to be part of that.
Development team.
Yeah, I haven't had a phone call yet, so I guess they haven't called the first meeting.
Protective inspection.
Keep getting requests for single-family homes. I think we're up to 23 this year.
Anything else under public safety?
I don't know if this would be the right time to bring it up or not, but, I'd like to ask the chief if he could, kind of give us an update on the, Black Hawk situation,
Oh, sure.
or do you want to wait till later?
I'll do what I'm told to do.
Okay.
Pleasure.
No, that's fine, I appreciate it.
Some of this, well, Black Hawk remains. Their liquor license expired in June of 2014. Depending on your interpretation, they would have to make a new application. Liquor, here, they'd have to make a new application. That being said, we received a letter from the state stating no tax due. Apparently there's been some arrangements, payment plan, some of it paid in full, but the state seems to be happy at this moment. We've been working with Division of Liquor and the city. A message, I sent a message to Division of Liquor stating, I believe it would be the city's position to stand silent on an objection, to stand silent on the objection of a 90-day application, 90-day application through us, the city.
So kind of a temporary
A
license?
temporary license, if you will. I think we do those. With certain caveats. One, that the Black Hawk produce an inventory prior to opening, which is clearly in the statute, in the CSR, the inventory must be purchased through an approved wholesaler. The reason being, you don't know what's going out unless you know what's coming in. Okay? 2, that the owners
Never fails.
let's hear what that is now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Then it's called marriage home. 2, that the establishment during that 90 days remain current on all fees, taxes during that time. 3, that they of course violate no state or local ordinances, period. Now, that speaks about nothing about any pending charges, which I don't think we should speak about here.
Right.
But that was the information that I sent to Liquor today. Now, obviously, today was a state holiday. So Liquor will look at that tomorrow. Get the cart ahead of the horse. Liquor, as I understand it, Liquor in Jeff City will not grant a license until such time the city is satisfied.
Okay.
And as I recall, we would have to approve, right? I mean, you, as the mayor, you approve liquor licenses. And I believe such would be the case for the 90-day liquor license. I don't know if I've answered your question, but that's where we stand.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Moving on to general government and finance, economic development, revenue membership.
Well, I was wondering if Gabe had anything he wanted, but that should have been probably number one is any credit report, so that was mine. Yeah.
Nothing new to report, still working on setting up the fundraiser for mid-January. That's pretty much what we're got our hands tied with right now.
Just the, our annual membership invoice has come from Ready. It's $1,000. I assume there's no objection to renewing. The strong Columbia bias is still there, but Bernie Andrews did contact me recently on a prospect that came through to them, and we sent in some information noting our interest. I don't think nothing new has come of that. I wouldn't expect anything will come of it, but you never know, and it's worth at least giving it a shot. There was a business that was looking for a piece of land and we had some of the things that they were doing. So, unless somebody starts.
Yeah, I think we've been ready members for as long as I can remember being on the council.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's a wise investment.
I figured before I spent $1,000, I could just check.
Thank you.
And that's how we learned of the Main Street property, wasn't it? From just being at Ready.
Well, that was
Was
the
that
MML.
Okay.
I heard about that most recently. So that was it. Ready is also right now, Michael Brooks, he will be the Ready Executive Director through the end of November, and then he is moving to Charlotte, North Carolina. Actually, he's living in a hotel right now, and his family's already moved. They have been working on getting a new executive director, and they interviewed 2 candidates recently. That's as far as I know, and I think that's as far as that they're telling anybody. I think they had a preference. I attended the interview. It was they were desperately short on people, and so they said, "Yeah, come on down." I got there, it was about 10, 15 people. So, but I got to see the 2 candidates. We'll see if they get that to work out. There's a lot of negotiation left, as I understand. And that's all I have from Red.
Park board.
It's all in your packet.
We've got, just reading it here, we've got an agenda and meeting minutes from the last meeting. Any questions?
I did attend their planning meeting on the 28th. I took some notes. They've got a lot of wants, some needs, and it's a good thing that they want a lot of stuff. It means they have they have a desire to put together a really good park system and park program. So between they've got big dreams, and some of them we can afford.
Cemetery report?
No, there's not. It's actually it's a very slow month. I almost said dead month. I really didn't. That was going to stop myself from saying that. It was-
Tree board, same. Library board, looks like we've got agenda and board meeting minutes. Board meeting minutes. Any questions? Moving on to September 2014 financial statements.
We continue to do well. We're at 52% on sales tax. But we are, which if things continue and based on past trends would translate to somewhere around 103, 104% of budget. And we're about, well, you can see right there, almost $5,000 up on last year. So that'd be great. We actually are doing well on gas receipt, grocery receipts tax, but phone and electric are a little behind, owing to mild weather and the fact that people are not taking landline phone service as much. Overall, the revenues are good, but not, nothing that blows you away. I don't see any cause for concern. The expenditures are essentially in line in most categories. We're going to be obviously over a little bit on this project with City Hall overall.
Are they complete on that project?
The mason is complete. The roofer has not yet started, but is supposed to be starting any time now. With all the rain, it would be nice to get the roof fixed. But he's not going to be fixing the roof while it's raining. So that's a little behind schedule.
Any other questions? I think bills over $1,250. Looks like we have two separate sections. One's a corrected one for September. And then one, of course, for October. And there are two corrections for September. Looks like.
Yes. Yes. I think that Phil's not here, and I was out of the office most of Friday, but it could be that change on Central Concrete could have something to do with. But no, we had a couple of different projects. We might have been reimbursed on them. Or no, it looks more like it was a typo since it's exactly $1,000.
Okay. Any questions on that? All right, moving on to other general government survey participation.
As you guys know, we sent out a survey in the last city newsletter. So far we've gotten 75 surveys turned in, which is a pretty low response rate, but then a large number of the bills haven't come in. If we only got that many back in, it would be about a 4% response rate. Generally, people, I'm not going to go into specifics because I don't want to, somebody reads the Fireside Guide and people start responding to what people have said. But generally, people have been happy with city services. There are a couple of areas where, so far we're scoring low, but I don't think any of them are going to be shocks to anybody here. I'll share much more details once we'll close the survey out, right? And then we'll make all those results public so that we reflect it back to the people so they know that we were gathering, so they can see the information that they gave us. We will keep it open until October 29th. So even though the bills are due on the 15th, and that'll be after shut-off day, that's turning in your survey is not directly linked. That'll give them 4 weeks to complete the survey. If we don't have it back by then, I suspect we won't get it back. I've only done it on paper, and I don't know. There are different theories about making it available also online. It would make it more difficult to add in the comments, like some people have done. So,
Yeah.
In that, like, I pay mine electronically, and so there isn't a act of paying my bill physically. So I never send my bill in.
Right.
I mean, there is no act of doing that. So when you made the comment that we don't have a lot of payments in physically, I never do send my bill in.
Well, we don't have a lot of surveys in. But there are a lot of people who do that. There are a lot of people who do that way. Yeah. Would you want us to put it on? The thing that we're hopefully getting one survey per household. If you put it online, you can get away from that pretty quickly.
Well, it'd be nice if we could get somehow, the long term where we're talking about having our utilities and information through that service. You were talking about, I forgot the name of it already.
That online.
Yeah, the online.
Yeah.
No, not SurveyMonkey.
But it's online.
That Heather's working on.
Yeah.
So you can be able to pull up.
Look at your past history.
Yeah.
I
forgot the name of it. Yeah, with
Yeah.
all that, it would be your usage and everything like that, to somehow tie in with that. If there was some way to be able to understand, because then you would know per household, because it's your account is somehow tied in with that. Obviously it's their service, but I don't know if there's any way of being able to tie account in with. It wouldn't be through
making sure that nobody turns in more.
Yeah,
than
it obviously wouldn't be
survey
specifically through SurveyMonkey, but
Right.
SurveyMonkey does have the ability to serialize
Right.
a specific survey response.
Yeah.
So it understands that one response per serialization. I know it can do that.
Right.
But that's a sidebar.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, sidebar.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I know
people
what
do
it
have the ability to, they could copy them. It's interesting though that at the bottom, we worked out an agreement with the park board that they'll donate one park pass or one pool pass
Oh,
for the year. And drawing, you get to put your name in the drawing. We cut them off. So whatever your name and your results are separate, so we don't know who said what. That way it's people's comments.
Yeah, you still want those to be anonymous.
Yeah, all the responses are anonymous. But a number of people, I'd say about 10% of the people didn't turn in. They didn't fill out the part at the bottom. Weren't interested or were nervous that we used didn't know they were going to separate them like that. But
Yeah, they just didn't know how to spell my name. That's
so anyway, so they were interested in submitting their
Giving the result, but not.
even if there was
getting a
no,
full.
which I suspect a lot of people want to give their opinion on. That's all I had to say.
Okay. Other.
I have one quick thing. That'll be a quick thing. I just want to start thinking about it.
Over the weekend, the main dispatch telephone quit. we had to take another phone. We finally got it completely up and working, I think, today. That being said, phone system from the police department came with the building. I think Jimmy Carter or Ronald Reagan was president. I think in the past, we've looked at the phone system citywide, and I think that's too big. It's too big. The money for that is too much. The only way, particularly that dispatch, police department phone system is just crucial with respect to storms and all the things that come through them. I'd like for Mr. Wilkins and Bob Bias, pick somebody else. We gotta start looking at that. And we gotta break away from being all citywide phones. There is an intercom on the existing phone system where I could pick it up and call the street department. I think our days of needing to do that are over. I know how to get a hold of Bill. But I think it's time. Every month I look at this phone bill, $1,000, $1,200. I don't make long distance calls, only through my cell. Same with Bob. We try to do that over at the police department. I'm not saying it's all about us, I'm just saying we gotta stop this 1970s mentality and look at a phone system specific for the police department. It's not such a big a bite, but all citywide. That police department is the phone that we use on the weekends for storms up.
There's something that
If that phone's not running, I don't know which one is.
yeah, is there something, VoIP, voice over IP, benefit to transition to that?
You shot over my head.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
Well, VoIP still uses your bandwidth, I mean, so we would have to then think of it on the pipe. And you could certainly do VoIP, like you would have to have another pipe coming in regardless. You can certainly do that, but
I understand.
yeah, I mean, he has a Meridian, a Nortel system right now. But I mean, it's so old, he doesn't have voicemail. The whole city doesn't have voicemail.
It's the whole system.
The whole system. But rather than look at it in the abstract,
Yeah.
let's begin to look at it with someone that, I'm coming to the end of it. Whatever date that is, I'm coming to the end of it. We better start looking at going forward.
I would entertain trying to get a bid or price on, the whole system and then just the police department. Just kind of see what it is.
I think the whole system will scare you to death.
Oh, maybe.
But I think if we start branching, just do a little bit. We don't have to build the whole sidewalk, just a little bit.
Right.
Well, and I think it makes sense to I think a company would be happy to quote the whole thing. Be happy to quote police department. I think it'd be wise to try to get the number for everything,
Okay?
and then compare that to number for
Okay.
before.
Each section.
A small system will handle, 40 to 100 lines.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, so I think it makes sense for us to give us the number for everything. Versus, I see what you're saying because you're afraid that it might be just a catastrophic.
Just catastrophic and everybody says, no, we can't spend it.
So I think we.
I think what we'll do is we just put in, when I was in Fulton, we put in a new phone system, and it is citywide. There are difficulties about being citywide, but there are also some advantages. The whole central unit handled all the phones, multiple different locations. I think the head server is going to be the big cost, and if we get two servers, we're going to have two big costs.
Yeah. Thanks,
The
Gabe.
phone
Thanks, Gabe.
and Larry's absolutely right. I mean, if he's having the phones go down, that we need to move quickly on the phone system, because you can't have a dead phone on a 24/7
No,
emergency service.
it's the one phone that has to ring, and we have to respond. Someone
Right.
has to respond. They were literally down to watching the little lights light up on it.
Oh, wow.
So you might notice that the chamber here doesn't have a phone, because I got it, and it's not coming back in this room.
The rest of the industry is moving towards voice over IP though, unfortunately, which it's good and bad. There's good things and bad.
I just want to start the conversation that we start thinking, folks that are long-range thinking.
Yeah.
At least, let's look at it. And I don't want to know another thing about it other than when, hey chief, you're getting a new phone today. Great.
Right.
Okay, can we at least start that? Thank you.
As Mayor Rice.
I have a couple. Walk into City Hall this morning and Phyllis informed me that Mrs. Jeannie Enlow passed away on Saturday. I know her and Jim have done a lot for this community. We wouldn't have the rec center and a lot of the park system that this community has without their efforts. I ask for just a moment of silence and remember Jeannie Enlow. Thank you all very much. Also, on another note, a little bit brighter, I think, we're planning a retirement ceremony for Bill Miller. He's held the post of city treasurer for more than 40 years, 43 years. So that's going to take place Tuesday, October 21st at 5 p.m. And this will be going out to be mailed out tomorrow. So, encourage you all to attend that event and show your appreciation to Bill Miller. Some particulars for Jeannie Enlow's services. Sent to funeral home Tuesday, October 14th, 1 p.m. until the time of service. My understanding is going to be a private service. So, if you have any questions, check with Chief,
On that same note,
yes.
some of the ladies in the office that have made the request that they be allowed to go to that visitation. I don't know
I think
how we
that's
go
appropriate.
about manning the office, but what do you think along those lines?
Well, just to make sure, is this to go to the visitation or the service or both?
The visitation is tomorrow
Yeah.
from 1 p.m. till
Okay.
whenever.
That would, either way, we
Yeah.
can make it work.
You
Yeah,
might,
so-
you might relay that to them in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah. If you don't want everybody to go at once.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of hoping that we have like 2 in this, and that would be my first.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Any other as Mayor Rice?
I don't know if it's pretty up to you, and I can go over there phones.
Oh, sure.
I was wondering if the city had gotten any feedback from the Friends of the Centralia Battlefield yet on how much money was spent.
I have not.
the original 20,000 will not be spent. It will be less than that. I think it was about half.
It was 8.
It was 8. I was going to say less than half, but it was.
I I wasn't in the office today, obviously, but I think that report has been compiled. And should be available.
This is, will be a breakdown of where it was spent.
Should be
Pardon me, what it was spent.
pretty detailed breakdown, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other resumes?
I think the barbecue contest, I know Larry said it was pretty good.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, I talked to Jeannie on Saturday briefly, she said it was 27, I think. So, that's pretty good.
Well, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, we stand adjourned.